What's going on, Dreamers? It's TruthCity, and this is PopDust Presents.
What up, what up, what up, what up? I am Deascent, and this is PopDust Presents. And this is the place where we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that's why we're going to swing into my guest today, my man, my homie, Mr. TruthCity. What's going on, bro?
How you feeling, man?
Chillin', man. Truth is a friend of a friend of a friend. You know what I mean? In most literal and figurative sense, we know so many of the same people. Shout out to my homie Matt O, who's in the building. We're going to get him on camera a little bit later. But right now, it's about you, dog. So why don't you tell the people the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
All right, my name is TruthCity. I'm from a little place on the side of the map called Newport News, Virginia. I moved there about 7 years ago. Most people who kind of follow my story know, like, I came here homeless. You know, my first night was just spending like restaurants and in the street on trains, and I just kind of took the opportunities that I had and I gave it 1,000%.
True.
And I worked my ass off, man, to get to where I am when nothing was handed to me.
From Virginia to New York, you were homeless. Tell me how that whole experience was.
Well, when I got off the bus, I was actually just supposed to link up with my partner. He was the only person I kind of knew in New York, and he ran into some legal trouble while I was on my way here. And then, you know, you kind of just snap into survivor mode rather than, like, you know, ball up and cry or like be upset about anything. My natural instinct was just like, okay, this is what I got in my pocket. I need to find somewhere to eat and just rest my head. You know what I mean? And you kind of just figure out how you're going to survive day to day with what you have. And I think that was just a perfect way for me to enter into New York City, now that I think about it, because that's what my entire life has been, being grateful for the tiny things that I do have. And just, you know, interviews like this and anything that I've gained I haven't paid for a thing. I haven't bought anything, I didn't buy anything. I mean, everything that has happened for me has been off of just pure faith and just blessings.
Not only just coming from out of town, but coming from out of town and being in a situation where you didn't have anybody, you didn't have anything. How did that actually tie into your music in the process?
Well, my music's always been personal. It's very hard for me to get behind a microphone if I don't have words to say. You know, I have records that will sit forever until I find the words, you know, to share. But it affected my music a lot because it gave me a lot of, like, you know what I mean, heart. It gave me a lot of passion. It gave me, I was angry, you know what I mean, about my situation. But I guess navigating through this life, I've never used anger or used malice or just my situation to hinder me or to allow me to be negative. So music is the only time I can express those things, you know? So you'll hear the family right next to Summertime, or like, you know what I mean, I'm the same person. You know what I mean? So it brought out a lot of passion inside of me, that all the things that I was feeling that was bottled up, I let it go on the stage, I let it go in my music.
From the prologue to your latest project, While You Were Sleeping, give us a little context behind the title, the origin of that.
While You Were Sleeping is a dark period in my life. I had quit my job or whatever, and I really dived straight into just making this my career and putting myself back into that, like, you know, sort of homeless position. You know what I mean? I lost my crib. The girl I was dating at the time died. You know, I had gotten robbed by my best friend or whatever. There was so much going on, and it was to the point where I was just super depressed. And even when I opened up the album with Dreams or whatever, leading to Alone, and then The City, it's like I really got a chance to kind of show a vulnerable side of myself, and I also got a chance to sing. And I think singing has this, anybody who sings out loud isn't scared. You've let go of fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think, like, I wanted to sing instead of rap on this album just because my mother sung to me. You know, like, everything that I heard growing up was melody. You know, and I heard it inside of my head all the time. So I use this album as a way to kind of like cope with a lot of the things that I was dealing with. And I still hold a lot of that darkness and those demons inside. But I appreciate the fact that we played it at midnight when it hit Spotify and like all of these places, and we played the album as if other people were gonna press play. There might have been nobody pressing play at midnight, but we did. You know what I'm saying? And I sat there and I remember just crying like through the whole album because it was things that I didn't even remember saying or whatever. And I just realized, man, I'm thankful that I have an outlet. Because in this life, there's a lot of people who don't have ball, they don't have music, you know, they don't have poetry, they don't have anything to express themselves.
They don't have art.
They don't have any type of art form to show themselves, you know, if they haven't found their crown. But I just thank God every day for the opportunity to be able to like tell those stories, let them out and let them loose.
One of the standouts on While You're Sleeping, at least for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people, is on consistency.
When I made that record, and I think shout out to Gary V who picked it up, I didn't actually realize like what I was saying and how much weight it held until Gary V had reposted it and people hit me. It's like, yo, people want to wake up every day and say, let's get it. Let's get it for all of the things we lost. Let's get it for all of the time that we spent not doing it correctly. You know what I mean? Let's get it for our families. Let's get it for the optimism we never had. You know what I'm saying? And that's what consistency represents, you know.
PopDust, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Every day.
On the couch, we got the one, the only, Matt O, hip-hop enthusiast, owner of Upcoming Hip Hop, Truth's manager, and my motherfucking homie. Matt, thank you for stopping by, brother, man. Thank you for bringing this man to the PopDust couch. Now, tell the viewers how you and Truth met.
So yeah, as you said, I run the hip hop blog, Upcoming Hip Hop. One of my writers, I.S. Jones, had found his music on Instagram. Texted to me like, "Yo, you have to listen to this guy. Like, he is the truth."
No pun intended.
Yeah. It actually took me like a couple weeks to even push play. But I remember it vividly now. I was on the train. As soon as I hit play, I was like halfway through the first song. I was like, I really like this guy. Let's interview him. So the first time we met was at some studios, with Gibson Studios, in Times Square, and to do the interview. Shot the interview, met him, chit-chat a little bit, just the artist-blogger relationship at first. He invited us out to his show, went out to the show, and that's when I really was like, okay, I want to work with this guy, because like seeing the live show was everything for me. So I went out to a couple more shows. We ended up shooting a couple freestyle videos, doing some photo shoots, helped him with the social media marketing and everything. And one day we were just out at a show, and someone was like, Truth, who's your manager? And we just kind of like looked at each other, and was like, I guess Matt.
What was it like being next to Truth when he was pretty much getting acclimated to the scene here? These shows, these interviews, and working on his album. What was it like being front row and center for all of his ups and downs during the process?
Exciting, stressful, just a lot of different feelings. Inspired, because I put on the showcases through the blog, and they had a good turnout, and it was cool and fun and everything. And then I would watch him do it strictly just to put on other artists, and then he would just also perform. So that was really, really cool too. I learned a lot from him, and like more than just having artists at a venue perform. He had people doing henna tattoos. He had poets there as well. Great hosts. The vibe and everything was a lot more curated than the events that I did.
Yeah.
But as far as his journey is making it as an artist, I'm just a firm believer on if great music is gonna get seen by new people eventually, because if I find someone that I really, really, really like, I'm gonna text you and be like, yo, you gotta listen to this guy. I'm gonna tell you the next time I see you, you gotta listen to him. That's a lot different than just posting on Facebook like, oh, I like this song.
Truth, I'm gonna start with you. What does the future hold for you, man?
I will hope that the future holds an opportunity to touch more kids. With just inspiration and messages and motivation. I'm really, really trying to just get out of state and just reach a lot of other states and countries as well. And I guess lastly, man, just getting a little bit more perspective on our communities and in communities that's not even in New York, and kind of finding what's the bigger problem. That's happening with a lot of upcoming artists. What's really missing? You know what I'm saying? In these states and these places. I won't know that until I get a chance to kind of go out and venture out.
Awesome. And Matt, what do you think Truth will be when it's all said and done?
In what, 20 years?
20, 30, 40, what do you think is going to happen?
think we will use all the success we'll have in the next decade to help artists like he is now get more shine and understand the industry, and whether it's through marketing or just getting their music out there to new fans and doing it in the right way. Because the whole label thing just was all for money, and it's so much more than that, because like music can change lives.
Thank you both for stopping
Thank
by
you so much
and
for
blessing
having
us. Once again, Mr. TruthCity, Matt O, I'm Deascent, this is PopDust Presents, and we're out of here.
Yo, what's up guys? It's Matt O, and this is PopDust Presents. One take, that's all it needs.